Welcome to Nature's Sanctuary Sunday Service, brought to you by the Church of Nature. Join us every Sunday for a powerful and beautiful eco-spiritual service where we honor and support ourselves through the reflection of nature. We're here to help you grow every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern on natureschannel.fm.
Welcome to Nature's Sanctuary Sunday Service. I'm Sandra Oberdorfer, priestess in training for the Church of Nature, and our reflection today is on beauty and how we can find strength through it. The Church of Nature honors the individual and encourages a deeper conscious connection to the self through the reflection of nature and all that it offers. It is time for humanity to reawaken to the divine that is nature. Nature is spirit, and we are nature. When we reflect on nature and connect with it more deeply, we align with our own spirit, and when we do, life flows. We'll start here with our invocation. I sit at the gate before the great mystery, between darkness and light, guiding your passage into the depth of reality. The door is open for those who choose to walk through. Bless this space. Now let's say our intention. We come here today with open minds, open hearts, and open hands, willing to give and to receive. If you're in a place where you can sit with your feet flat on the floor and close your eyes, let's do so and ground. Allow roots to grow from the bottom of the soles of your feet down into the earth. Allow roots to grow from the top of your head up into your own source of divine wisdom and knowledge. And allow a beam of light to connect you from your tailbone up through your spine to the top of your head. Let's allow light to expand from the inside outward. I am the sun, I am the moon, I am the dirt beneath my feet. I am the stars in the universe, I am the dark of night. I am the tree and the wind that blows its leaves. I am the ocean, I am the rain, I am the desert, I am the mountain and the plain. I am the bird, the fox, the turtle, and the bee. I am. Today's reflection is on the beauty that we can find in our daily lives that's free and available to all of us if we're open to receive it. Recently, I was sharing how years ago, when I shifted my professional focus, which at that time was in Holocaust education and genocide awareness, towards a study of America's history of racism and genocide, I was in a process of transition myself, and I was really overwhelmed by the magnitude of everything I was learning. I'm no stranger to history. I've studied it my whole life, and nothing ought to have surprised me about what I was learning. And yet, here was yet another level of historic trauma for me to wade through in my work. And it can be really tiring at times. There's no shortage of examples where people of many different ethnicities are forgotten, abused, or neglected in this country. And even though I'd been accustomed to bearing witness to historical trauma, And I do understand the toll it can take on a person emotionally, and have always taken steps for my own self-care. In this new arena, there seemed no way of ever having relief from pain if I were to keep ever aware of both our history and our current American justice system. As a person open to studying history, I felt responsible for making what seemed to be insurmountable changes, and I was feeling overwhelmed. And the thing is that I had fallen into a common trap, a mental trap, that's experienced by people who are committed to social justice or to activism, yet maybe are not part of one of the marginalized groups that are experiencing that discrimination. It's this feeling of guilt, or this feeling of being overly responsible, which there is a measure of responsibility, but we'll get to that in a bit. I'd begun to feel that any time I experienced joy, I would question whether or not I was robbing somebody else of their own happiness. It had become, joy and happiness had become a transaction of sorts. Or even I was sensing a lack of resources, like there was a finite amount of joy available, and if I were to experience any, I would be taking it from somebody else. And in a sense, this isn't without merit. A large measure of the daily luxuries people experience actually do come at the expense of, undervalued labor, free labor in many cases. And the access many people have to resources often does come unconsciously by restricting it from others. But this isn't the type of thing I was talking about with my sense of responsibility and feeling overwhelmed. And in the moment, I remember having this rather melodramatic thought, which I actually realize now is rather self-indulgent. The thought was, I'll never enjoy a sunset again. And this was followed rather quickly with the realization that the sunset never ceases to be beautiful, regardless of the amount of pain that already exists in the world. However, it is available only if I allow myself to be as open to the beauty of the world as I am open to the pain of it. And it occurred to me right away then next that appreciating something like the idea of a beautiful sunset, which is free and available to anyone with an imagination, does not contribute to the oppression of others. It's a guilt-free gift, in a sense. These are free moments of beauty available to anyone who opens themselves up to them. A sunset comes as easily as it goes, and what we savor in the moment is the grandeur of its changing nature. It doesn't last long. It will also happen again tomorrow, the next day, and we continue to do so for years to come, regardless of the flow of human migration on the planet or how we treat each other. Our sun is one star among many, and contemplating it reminds us of the vastness of the universe, which is really awe-inspiring. As humans who have imaginations and who are capable of having vision, we get to participate in exploring the infinity of the universe, while we also get to experience gratitude for this one star that is ours and that we experience every day. So not only was the sunset a guilt-free gift, but more importantly, it was a reminder that my commitment to working towards balancing what is an imbalanced culture that we live in is at its deepest heart not because of a sense of moral right and wrong, good or bad, or any other type of duality that we may find ourselves caught up in. But at its deepest heart, I do my work because really simply the world is worth it in and of itself, regardless of the reality of the fears that cause wars or a racist prison system or any other number of injustices that are out there. The world deserves my care and my attention. It has a value of its own outside of human intervention, and it's beautiful. Appreciating the infinite beauty of the world gives me the extra strength to dive deeper into the actual work of being present within social justice movements, even when feeling mired down or discouraged by the enormity of it all. It helps me to see that what is imbalanced isn't humanity or our home on earth. What is out of sync are our fears, particularly our fears of each other and of not having enough. Whether this be resources or love or any other feeling we may have of lack. The thing is that these fears are not actually reality. And the other part is that we know fears can be neutralized. We know we can change and we can grow and we can let go of the fears that we may have today. Fears, they're not even worth us wasting time on words like good or evil. No, it is the fears that are imbalanced themselves. It's the fears that cause more pain and death than they alleviate. This experience of thinking about the sunset was an active moment for myself of internal realignment that it really needed to happen if I was to continue without constantly feeling guilty or helpless. It was a pivotal moment of opening myself up to the give and take of energy that exists on this planet every day in a myriad of different ways, but in this case, in the simple form of the setting sun. And I chose to appreciate it rather than doing what I had been doing, which was focusing on the pain of others, so much to the point where I was really on the verge of getting sick and burning out. This experience certainly did more to refuel me than any awards, pats on the back, or any social justice cookies that I could have been given to me for doing a good job. Regardless of who we are, we deserve moments of beauty as much as those around us deserve our care or deserve our worry. Finding sustained energy to work towards alleviating the suffering of others opens us up internally to appreciating natural beauty as free and available to all people, regardless of our wealth. And then it opens us up further to fully appreciate, in a deeper sense, the elegance of the world we inhabit, even in the midst of its pain. And when we can do this, we really gain a vital tool to replenish ourselves naturally in order to continue doing the work we need to do. And I find this really important in instances where we may feel discouraged or we may feel as though we're quote unquote losing, that it isn't about losing or winning, but really it's about working towards neutralizing the fears and really doing change in service to something that's larger and bigger than ourselves, and that is really quite beautiful. Now, I don't know if you have been or have not been working in social justice movements, or if this is maybe something that is new to you, but if you have been feeling any fatigue or lack of energy due to what seems to be a global crisis upon emergency in your daily life, if the news is something that is weighing you down, then your ripple opportunity for this week is to seek out moments of free beauty that cost you nothing. You do not have to pay for them. And what are examples of those? Well, what about a beautiful color that you see? Or maybe you have a favorite song that you can think of. If you like to dance, maybe you do a dance that only you can see, that you're by yourself. Or maybe you go out dancing and you dance for everyone else to watch you. Or maybe it is a sunset. Seek it out. Even just thinking about the idea of a sunset. Or the moss on a tree, child's smile, maybe somebody's laughter. What's important is to think about the idea of these, to know that they're available to you at any time. Seek it out and soak it up. Afterwards, when you return to doing the work of helping others, and this moment this week, you can even just do it rather quickly, 30 seconds. Sing a jingle that you like. Whistle a tune. When you return to doing the work of helping others, and really, let's face it, there's a lot of work to do right now. Notice for yourself if you find access to energy reserves that you didn't know were there before. Notice if the weight of helping others has shifted in any way. Or if the weight feels lighter, as if you're now sharing that load with others who are also helping you to carry it. Because remember, we're doing this work together. We're not alone in what we're doing. Notice if balancing your internal awareness towards beauty, towards a larger sense of beauty. Notice if this shifts the way you walk in the world. We're going to say the invocation of peace. I stand with palms raised to the sky, open to both giving and receiving. Peace is in me, peace is around me, peace begins with me. I ask to be the channel through which peace flows, bringing peace to myself, my life, and to all who share my life. I see peace, I breathe peace, I live peace, I am peace. We ask that giving be a blessing and not a burden, that we see the abundance and unlimitedness of the universe. We ask to live with open hearts and open hands, and in so doing, allow the energy of support and love to flow freely to us and from us. We acknowledge that to receive we must give, and to give we must receive. We make our offerings to the Church of Nature today with open hearts and open hands, and invest in the eternal cycle of energy flow. Our offerings recognize the gifts and blessings of this service. This circle of life affirmation. Life is a circle whose beginning touches its end. I am here to learn and grow. The path of my life belongs to me. I take this moment to affirm the way in which I want my life to flow. I'm grateful for all that I have and all that I am. I thank my body for all that it does for me. I thank my mind for its power of thought. I thank my ego for its will and drive. And I thank my spirit for its patience and guidance. Let's take a moment to set up our seeds of intention for the week. If your eyes are still closed, set the seeds into fertile soil and hand them to Spirit and let them grow as they may. In closing prayer, I give thanks for this time and space, knowing that this is a place to focus my intention, but not where my intention ends. It's my opportunity to carry my choices out into the world. Let me walk my path with strength and knowingness, with grace and ease. Let me walk my path with love and abundance. And let me listen when my spirit speaks. Let nature be my guide. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today for Nature's Sanctuary Sunday service. We hope today's reflection will support you in navigating your week ahead. Please remember to live with an open hand and an open heart. The effects are exponentially rewarding. If you haven't made your offering to the Church of Nature, be sure to visit thechurchofnature.org to contribute. While you're there, you'll also find daily inspirations, as well as past Nature's Sanctuary Sunday services. We look forward to having you join us again next week. And until then, remember, let nature be your guide.